Welcome back to the Oasis Healing Temple, everyone. If this is your first time joining, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to see what guidance wants to come through from the higher realms. We have 3 pile choices today. We're going to choose the top cards, top 3 cards for the 3 piles here. The 3 collectives. Can we have messages from the higher realms? I see this one. One more. Okay, these are the 3 pile choices. And I'm not going to reveal the cards until you're reading, so use the crystal or the card with the crystal to help you choose your pile or piles. Pile number 1, we have the clear fluorite star. I'm going to place it on the center. Pile number 2, we have the cat's eye star. And pile number 3, we have the citrine star. Alright, these are your pile choices. Pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps will be listed in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. These are your messages, guidance from the higher realms reading, and you are drawn to the clear fluorite. So I'm going to push these over here for a moment, and we're going to get some cards to further clarify any messages that want to come through from the higher realms. Let's see, pile number 1. If y'all hear any noises in the background, I have a fan going because it's hot as Hades back here, and my Pyrenees has decided to join me on the back porch, so she's laying on the concrete with me. Oh, I'm not laying on the concrete, but she's laying on the concrete back here with me. Okay, let's see, what else we... Okay, sorry I had to pause your video for a moment. Alright, pile number 1, please. Guidance from the higher realms. What guidance wants to come through for pile number 1? We're going to get a few cards from a couple different decks, and then we will go to your reading. So clear fluorite, that is a crystal for the mind. So maybe there's some clarity about to come in for you. Okay, let's get some of these. Ooh, not too many. We reshuffle those. I had about 7 that wanted to come out. Wow. What did we do? That's interesting. So the deck is split in half. So some shift is taking place. Something in the mind, maybe clarity, like I was saying. Alright, this one, this one. Okay, this one. Let's see what else. Let's get some of the tarot. Pile number 1. Guidance from the higher realms for pile number 1. Let's pick a few of the tarot cards. Pile number 1. Alright, let's see what we got, and we'll draw some more cards later. Okay, pile number 1, let's reveal your top card. So we have faith, moving mountains, trust in your ability to create miracles. And impossible is becoming possible. Ooh. So, right now you're being directed to have faith, to focus on something with the clear fluorite. It has to do with the crown chakra, so it has to do with opening up your mind, focusing on your vision, something that you want to manifest in your world. I feel like something is coming through and you're being asked to have faith. All is according to divine time. And sometimes having faith can be one of the hardest tests, you know, because it tests your endurance. So there's something, maybe there's a choice or decision that you've made since we had that split in the deck, or, you know, you're leveling up, take what resonates. Yeah, I feel like there is this forward movement taking place and you are being tested to believe, you know, the impossible is possible. And that's where faith comes in. And there's a surrendering that takes place with faith, because it's letting go of control. It's letting go of trying to steer the ship, so to say, and allowing divine timing to take place, allowing the energy to flow towards you. Whatever this manifestation is, whatever this vision, this dream, this desire, whatever passion, it's coming in, but you have to have faith and be in that place of allowance and acceptance and knowing that everything is moving in the right direction, that there's this forward movement for you. All right, what else wants to come through? Oh, look, you have the Harvest card. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. Look at that. It's coming in. And the higher realms are letting you know this vision, this dream, this desire is coming in. We have card number 47. And that is, you know, a very spiritual number. It's about listening to your intuition. It's also about completion, having a deep spiritual connection to your guides, to the higher realms. Yeah, because you have the clear fluorite, and that is the crown and the third eye connection. Yeah, very in touch with the higher realms, pile number 1. Very in touch with your spirit, with your soul, with that place of inner knowing. And we have the waves of the ocean. You know, that's the divine feminine energy connection here. Stay in your receptive energy. Stay in your heart. Hold on to your faith and that inner knowing that everything is coming in. You have deserved this. You've worked so hard for this. Yay, we have 21, sensuality. This is that feminine energy. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Yes. Time to get excited. Maybe you've been working on a lot of self-worth, self-care, self-love energy. I feel like you've been taking care of yourself. You've been giving yourself love and compassion. And it's time for you to receive miracles. Have fun. Enjoy life. Get excited. Look, we have inspiration. Card number 19. This is Isis, goddess of magic. I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Inspiration. Goddess of magic. Maybe some of you have been working with the moon cycles. Isis, goddess. Yes, feminine empowerment, empowering yourself. You are also, you know, I feel like a guide for others. You inspire other people around you. Ooh, you're meant to be a leader. Ooh, and you've been working on the self-worth. Okay, hang on. What you have been working on is a generational, like a karmic pattern, you know, the things that I can't even think. Oh my goodness, what is the word? Y'all know what I'm saying. The ancestral karma. You have been healing that in your bloodline. I can't even talk. It's my throat chakra here. Maybe you're getting maybe you're meant to speak. Yeah, because you're an inspiration. You're meant to guide others. You're here to bring in those divine codes of abundance and love and sensuality, the divine feminine energies, that receptive energy. So if you don't know, that's something that's coming through from the higher realms, that you are here to inspire others. through this manifestation, through this beautiful, blessing that's coming in for you. Teaching, others how to be in their divine feminine flow, and to receive and to believe and to have faith. Consult an expert. Okay, more information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. Okay, so maybe you are somebody that people are going to be coming to teach them how to receive, how to have faith, how to believe. Yeah, you're inspirational. You're glowing. There's this beautiful glow around you, this golden light. Yeah, you're very in touch with who you are. Very sensitive, but not in a way that's, oversensitive or where you can't socialize. You have just enough empathy and an open heart, but you're also very strong and able to set healthy grounds, healthy boundaries. You know your worth, and this may have been something that you've been working on. Yes, from, like I was saying, the ancestral karma is something that you've been working on. And now there's this beautiful harvest that's coming in for you. Moving mountains. Yeah, something that has been like very heavy. It hasn't been easy. And maybe you've had to go through, cycles of lack or feeling unworthy, feeling like you weren't good enough, or always trying to, say yes all the time and help others out. And it's been very hard for you to receive that same type of love yourself. Maybe your relationships with other individuals hasn't been, that equal give and receive energy, the energy of reciprocity. Maybe it hasn't been that balance. But I feel like because you have poured love into your own heart and listened to your own wisdom, there's this energy of magnetism around you where you're attracting blessings, you're attracting happiness, you're attracting beauty, because you're starting to see your beauty, because you're acknowledging your worth. And you're going to be something that's inspirational for others. You already are an inspiration to others. People look up to you. Whether you realize it or not, people look at the work that you've done and the way that you've grown and the heart that you have, and I think it's something that other people are inspired by. Okay, let me see. Ooh, look at that awesome dragon we have, the Ace of Air. Oh, air dragon. Ooh, a lot of wisdom. Yes, you are here to offer and share your wisdom with others. Look at these light codes. You carry specific light codes. You activate people. Yeah, I feel like you remind them how to love themselves and how to pour into their own cups and to receive love, to know their value, to know their worth, and to know that they have, their own inner power to create life for themselves, a life that they want, that's worth living. Yeah, that where you enjoy life, where there's laughing, there's playing, there's dancing, there's this enjoyment. That's beautiful. We have the Father. Yeah, you're very strong. You're very independent. A very wise soul. Pile number 1. You have like ancient wisdom codes within your DNA, whether you're realizing you may be starting to access that with this activation here, because we have faith, and it's this clear quartz, like I was saying, the crown chakra and the third eye. There are activations taking place in the upper chakras, even in your solar plexus. This is about having confidence in yourself and knowing your worth and knowing your value. And you have the Father coming through, the Father card, which is the divine masculine. And having you know, that solid, sturdy, you're somebody who's very dependable, very knowledgeable, you're a great leader, which is why you're such an inspiration. Okay, whoa, what's that one? That's wild with this image. So we have the, this is a 6 of air. Yes, divine timing. Things are in the works here. Things are shifting. We have 9 on the clock. Yeah, this is a big shift that's taking place. That's why we had that separation at the deck too, right? There's this, something is shifting, something's moving forward, things are moving along according to divine plan. There's a lot of cogs in the wheel, so to say, that need to shift and move, because there's this forward movement with the harvest coming in, your blessings are coming in, miracles are going to start taking place. They're just going to, out of nowhere, things are just going to drop into your reality. It's like a complete reality shift taking place here. A very strong connection to the angelic realms. Very wise. Okay, we have the Hermit card. Yeah, you're a very wise person. We have introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. Yeah, you faced your shadows. You know, you've gone into the darkness. You understood where you needed to alchemize, where you needed to shift, where you needed to apply love, where you needed to apply healing, where you needed to release and let go. And because of that, people look to you, because you're inspirational, the work that you've done with yourself, everything that you've been through. Yeah, you're meant to be a guide. We have the 6 of air again, 66. That's finding the balance in all aspects of life, especially in love, and finding that inner balance within. Having more focus on self. We have relief and hope and moving on. Yeah, and we have these wings. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of wings coming through. There's this winged being here. Yeah, you're an angel. Other people see you as an angel, very angelic, very peaceful. And you're moving away from, like, maybe it was a very rough times, a lot of hard work, and now you're moving on to this path where miracles are going to come in. You're going to start seeing big shifts. You're going to see all the blessings from all the hard work, from everything that you've done to heal your ancestral karma. Yeah, all these struggles. You're moving on to a new path, a new beginning. Yeah, we got card number 9. A new beginning. And we have the 9 of water. Wishes, dreams, and happiness. This is, wish fulfillment here. Dreams coming true. So she's making a wish on the dandelion and she's scattering them into the wind. This is your happiness. The light is shining. It's that carefree inner child, inner knowing that everything's going to work out, that you are loved, you are seen, that you're on the right path. This is complete acknowledgement from the higher realms that you are. Oops, let me adjust my camera for you guys. That you're on the right path. Stay in that flow state. Stay in the feminine. Keep that energy balanced within. And if you have anything that's coming up, just go with the flow. Allow what needs to be released. Release, because you've been alchemizing, you've been healing. You've been facing your fears, and now there's this beautiful opening coming in where your dreams are about to be made manifest. You're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. Isn't that exciting? Let's see. Oh, we got new beginnings. Yes. And we have 44. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Look at that beautiful transformation. 44. Oh no. Sorry guys, I just had a visitor, so I had to pause your video. Alright, so like I was saying, you have card number 44. And 44 is a master builder number. It's about laying foundations. It's connection to the ascended masters and the angels, and having strength and perseverance and resilience to overcome, you know, any challenges. And I feel like you've already done that, and now you are turning into that butterfly. You've done the groundwork, and now it's time for you to receive those wings and to fly, you know, and to remember who you are, to remember where you come from, to remember why you are here. It's like when you're opening up the crown chakra, you gain access into your soul memories, you know, your soul origins, memories of the past, memories of past incarnations. Your things start to kind of click, and you can see you can see the patterns. You can have the understanding of who you truly are, the truth of your being and your soul. And I feel like you are definitely have done that karmic shift. You have healed your family lineage, and now you are ascending to the next phase of, you know, soul consciousness. You are on another level of ascension, another, let's say, you know, school, Earth is a school, you know, and let's say you have graduated, you know, let's say, I'm going to say complete college, university, but, you know, I would say yes now. Okay, yes, okay, confirmation. You have graduated Earth school, and now you are being asked to tune into your inner child and access the energies of play and possibilities and inner knowing and trust and having fun, laughter, you know, doing things that make you feel silly, dancing in the rain, you know, things like that. Tuning into the inner child that knows, you know, all things are possible, and that believes all things are possible, because there's this connection, this inner knowing that it is, because you remember that it is. We believe in the impossible. We believe in miracles. And that's what the new shift, the new beginning for you is, to be in that place, to surrender and have faith and to trust and to know that everything is flowing towards you. Everything is happening according to divine plan. And that everything that is meant for you is going to come in. There is no stopping it. You've been through, you know, the thick of it already, and you're on the other side of it. That's why there's this big shift. That's why your wishes and your dreams and things that make you happy are going to come in. Have faith, trust, surrender, go with the flow. Oh my goodness, and look at this. We have abundance. Look at that. Goddess of abundance, divine, let me thrive. Let fortune be mine. Yes, yes, yes. New abundance. This new phase of your life, this new beginning, more confirmation. It is going to be so fruitful, so abundant, filled with love, happiness, celebration. We have these beings who are emptying like crates of, it looks like some kind of fruit, like it's a big harvest. You know, you have this big harvest coming in. You have put in so much work, and you've done so much, and you should be so proud of yourself for everything that you have overcome and everything that you've healed from. Let me see, I got some more messages that I wanted to pull for you guys. So what? From the higher realms. This abundance, this new beginning, having faith in this beautiful shift. Let's see, let's get a few more. Let's check out these. Pile number 1, please. Further guidance. guidance from the higher realms. And we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, you overcome so much heartache and things that really wanted to like hurt you and break your heart or take away your value, take away your worthiness. Maybe you were, you know, people hurt you and you still forgave them. I feel like you were somebody who's very, very sweet, very tender. You have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, maybe sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you can be the thing that's holding you back. Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, that wound that you experienced at some time in your life that made you feel like you weren't good enough or you didn't deserve, and it had you, you know, almost like block off your heart from, because it was very painful. Could have been somebody you love, could be family, you know, somebody who that you really like, a relationship, you know, and it just didn't work out in the end. You end up getting, you know, brokenhearted or betrayed in some kind of way. You know, your heart experienced some type of pain, and sometimes when we go through that, we can let that be something that prevents us from knowing our worth, from moving forward, for seeing ourselves for who we really are, and allowing ourselves to be open and receptive. And I feel like you, sometimes, maybe in the past, you have let that stop you and prevent you from receiving this beautiful abundance, from knowing your worth and your value. But now I feel like you have healed that. You have the Page of Pentacles, and you're on this path of a new beginning where you know your worth. We have the King of Pentacles, exactly. Oh no, this is the Knight. Sorry. So, you know your worth and your value now, and the path that you're on is going to be one that's very successful. It's going to be filled with so much happiness and joy. You're going to be able to just play, to have more fun, because you know your worth now, and you've opened up this beautiful abundant code that you carry within you, these abundance codes. You've awakened to them and remembered them, remembered your worth, remembered that you deserve good things, you deserve abundance, you deserve happiness, you deserve, you know, money, whatever it is that you've felt that you've had to be and live in lack of. You are now remembering that you are divine and that you are deserving and worthy. Yeah, there's this forward movement. Maybe there has been a lot of planning. I feel like, yeah, this is something that you've been wanting, you've been desiring for a long time, this new beginning. Yeah, you've been planning, you've been putting the work in, you've been tilling the soil, you've been healing, you've been working hard, and that's why you deserve it. File number 1. Know that you deserve it and that you are worthy. We have this number 2, partnership, harmony, balance, you know, compromise. You've healed the inner child, you know, you've healed the ego. Everybody's working in harmony now. The divine masculine, the divine feminine, you're coming into unity within, because you have brought this loving kindness into your own self, and you have forgiven yourself, and you know how to love yourself, and you know your worth now. So that's why you have created this flow of abundance and happiness into your life. We have wisdom. My mind is strong, open, and clear. The angels are letting you know that working on nurturing a deeper connection with your own divine power can help you to deal with challenges and changes with ease, and can ensure that you become your own tower of wisdom and calming presence in your life. That's beautiful. You are learning to, you know, nurture that deeper connection with yourself, like I was saying, and becoming more whole, more connected to the truth of who you are. We have gratitude. I am grateful for many things in my life that bring me joy and comfort. the angels want you to remember. If you just pause and think for a moment, you might just recognize that you have so much to be thankful for, no matter how small these positive things might seem. Beautiful. Yeah, that beautiful heart that you have healed and opened up. You're being asked to, continue to be grateful for everything that you have in your life, for everything that's around you, for everyone that's around you and in your life. All the blessings that are come in so that more of these abundance codes can awaken and more blessings and miracles can take place in your life. Keep centered in your heart space, pile number 1. All right, let's get you one more. Messages from the higher realms. Okay, we're just going to split the deck. Let's see, we have letting go. I let go of what no longer serves me to make space for new beginnings. You need to let go to make room for new things in your life, or you must let go to give someone else the space that they need to grow. Let go because holding on is too painful. The angels remind you that letting go is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Yeah, some of you may have had to let certain people in your life go. These ones who may have been, maybe they broke your heart, maybe they betrayed your trust. You've had to let go of a lot of people, and you may have a few things that come up, some emotions that need, further cleansing and clearing. But you know how to keep your heart open now. You know how to trust yourself, to nurture yourself, and to lean into those energies. All right, I don't want to end with letting go. Let me get you an angel number card to close out your reading. Pile number 1. Continue to let go of everything that's no longer serving you, and anything that tries to distract you from holding your focus and having your faith. Those are all distractions and will slow down these miracles from taking place in your life. So stay focused on your heart space and having gratitude, listening to the wisdom of your heart, and continue to let go of anything that is of lower vibration. Don't ignore it. Acknowledge it and let it move through you and move forward, okay? And then you got card number 111. I love it. A unity card. It says intuition, moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action, and unconditional love. It says time to implement long-cherished ideas. You're on the right track towards making your dreams and visions a reality. The right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent your way. Happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Trust in the process. I mean, what better confirmation and way to end the reading than with that angel number card, 111. All right, pile number 1. These were your messages. Ooh, that's 1111, you guys. Look that number up. Activations, new beginnings, awakenings, enlightenment, trust your intuition. All right, these were your guidance from the higher realm. This was your guidance. Like and subscribe if this is your vibe. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you feel like sharing your story. If you don't know what to say, just let me know. Pile number 1 resonated with you. And I'll see you in future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 2. You guys were drawn to the cat's eye star. This was your reading. This is guidance from the higher realms. We're going to move these over here and we will reveal the card in just a little bit. We're going to get your cards now, your oracle cards for pile number 2. What is their guidance from the higher realms? Pile number 2, please. I'm going to get one of these. Okay, we're going to get a few of those. few tarot cards, shall we? Pile number 2. Messages from the higher realms. They're wanting to go in all kinds of crazy directions. Alright. There's 3. Let's get one more. Number 2. Alright, so let's see what we get. Let's reveal the card that you were drawn to. Ooh, we have Zodiacal. Karmic release. It's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. Okay, so I feel like with the cat's eye is a great crystal for transmutation. It transforms lower vibrational energy, negative energy into positive energy. It's also very good for protection and connected to, the cat's wisdom. They're able to move through the spiritual realm and the physical plane very easily. They're very attuned to the spiritual realms. They have a very active third eye. And so I feel like with Archangel Zodiacal, he is the keeper of the violet flame. Also in another former incarnation, he was known as Saint Germain. And so they are keepers of the violet flame, and they help you to transform lower vibrational energy into higher vibrational energy, such as old pains, old memories, old triggers, old habits, old behaviors, and patterns, ways of believing, ways of seeing things, things that are no longer serving us, or things that we've let go of, that we've healed from, that may still have a little bit of residual energies or feelings trapped in our aura, in our energetic field, because they're memories, and our body is made up of water, like 80%, 75% mainly water, just like Mother Earth, and water holds memory. So we carry a lot of ancestral memories in our DNA, our childhood memories, things that we experienced, whether we remember them or not, is all recorded and stored in our body, in our bones, in our muscles, in our cells, in our DNA, etc. And when we go on our spiritual journeys, when we are doing the shadow work and our inner healing, we have things come up to the surface to be healed, to be cleansed and purified and let go. And there can be residuals because they've been stored in there for such a long time, right? And so when you think about things as, everything is energy, and compressed energy is how we get physical matter. And so the more we compact energy together, the more solid it gets, right? So if you think of, a lot of people who have cancer and illness and disease in the body is because there's a lot of emotions and memories that want to come up, that want to be healed, that want to be released. Tears want to flow. There wants to be an acknowledgement of pain and suffering, or, feelings of not being good enough, and, and happiness, things like this. They need to be released so that they're not so dense and heavy in the physical body. And when we hold on to our emotions and we hold on to those painful memories, the more we keep stuffing them in, when they keep trying to surface and be released and be acknowledged, and they want you to see them, to nurture them, to comfort them and tell them it's okay, because it's you who needs that nurturing, you who needs to hear it's okay, that you are loved, that you're worthy, that it's going to be all right, that you're going to get through this. You desperately want to hear the words. it needs to come from you within, from an internal connection, an internal understanding and a release, so that you can let go and to move forward and not have to have so much pain sitting in the physical body. Like I said, they are, you know, when you think of the energetic spectrum and the realm, we have the physical world, we have the emotional realm, we have the mental realm, and then we have the spiritual realm. So there's these 4 levels, right? Let me use these here. So we have the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and then our spiritual body. And so as we hold on to these emotions, you know, this situation that occurred, and we keep it in our mind and we feel it so heavily, and now it's manifested into the physical body. It's so compact and dense and heavy. It's like this big giant dense blob of energy that's stuck and trapped in the energetic field. It tries to surface, it tries to come up into the other bodies to be released, to be let go of, so it's not so heavy and dense in the physical realm. You know, it feels, it's so wild when children experience pain and trauma and stressful life challenges, because children can see things from, you know, a child's point of view, and for them it seems to have gone on for like years, decades, lifetimes. You know, our time frame, understanding of time is so blurred from our time frame as an adult, okay? And like as we're an adult, time seems to fly by like crazy, and as children it seems to go by very, very slow. And you know, think of children, they don't have the patience, and when they're afraid of things, they can make it seem like very, very big and irrational in their mind. And so when we experience trauma and pain as a child, it seems so big and so heavy. And I'm not diminishing anything that anybody has gone through in their life by any means. I'm not saying anything is easy to handle in no kind of way, or that what you went through wasn't traumatizing. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that the energy that children produce when they are afraid of something, or you know, and think about that, a child who is afraid to get like a thorn out of their foot, you know, or to lose the tooth. It is extremely painful and very fearful in their mind, because they always think of the worst case scenario. So there's like this huge surge of energy, and that's what I'm referring to, is that's what needs to be released. If there are blockages, if there are old emotional wounds, these energies can sit and condense over time and become something that is a physical ailment and disease in the physical body. And so when we learn to heal and we learn to release our emotions, we learn to understand our emotions and validate our emotions, because at the time we experienced those painful things, our emotions weren't validated. We were stuffing them in and ignoring them and not wanting to feel the pain because it was very scary at the time, you know. And I'm not saying it's not scary now, but you're being asked to be brave and to step into your life, to remember who you are, to love yourself, to release this pain, to come back into your heart space, to hold yourself, to hold your hand as you face your fears. You understand where they come from. Why do I still feel this way? Why am I still in pain about the situation? And go back to that time and understand what it was that you were doing. What were you thinking? What was the situation? What were they doing? What were they going through? You know, look at the tape. And I want to see it like go into your mind, and it is like a movie, and become the observer of your life and your experiences, and try to observe them at this other angle that you're at, this perspective that you've attained today. Are there any shifts? Are there any ways that you can see these situations any differently, so that you can release the heaviness of this pain, of this situation, so that you can become more enlightened, more filled with light, more aware, more understanding, more compassionate, more healed. Okay, guys, that was a channel that came through for some of you. Take what resonates for you. It's just something that the higher realms wanted me to say and to guide you on, so that you have a little more understanding of why it's so imperative to work with the violet flame, because the violet flame is a cleansing, purifying fire, but it's also very soothing to the emotional body because it cleanses and purifies those old emotions, that debris. So if there's something that you've been healing, that you've already overcome, and there's just residual memories or residual feelings that are just, trying to just finish up dispersing through the higher chakras, the higher realms, the mental body and everything. They're working their way through the aura so that they'll no longer be in the physical body anymore. It'll no longer be this tape that's replaying over and over for you. This pain won't be so real and so intense anymore for you because you'll be healing and cleansing and purifying the emotions. Woo. Okay, look at that. We have wisdom, card number 7. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Okay, so this is card number 7. And 7 is about having the spiritual insight, understanding. And we got these owls coming through. And that goes, owls can see in the dark, And when you think about the dark relates to our past. It relates to our pain. It relates to our fears. But it also is a connection to rest, to healing, to receiving, to dreams, to imagination, the unseen world, where miracles can happen, where things take place behind the scenes, where the divine exists, where our miracles can happen, where possibilities exist. So there's this beautiful dualistic nature, that's within everything. And when we all start to learn that everything is part of the whole, we can start having more understanding and more connection even within ourselves, that we have, a past self and a future self. We have a light half and a dark half. And the dark half doesn't mean that we're evil and we just have a past. Everybody has a past. And a lot of us have painful things in the past that we've went through, that we've overcome, that we felt challenged, and some of us overcame those challenges, or some of us are still struggling to navigate this challenge. And I'm being guided to remind you that Earth is a school, and we all signed up for different classes to learn different lessons and have different experiences. So when you find yourself being stuck, in a pattern, you're repeating this class, you're repeating this lesson because you're not understanding your tools, you're not understanding where to gain your power, or how to shift this perspective, or how to alchemize the energy so that you're not in the victim energy, you're in the victor energy, how to overcome this challenge, and it's observing things from different angles, from different perspectives here with the owl. They can shift their head in a 360-degree angle. They're able to see, things from so many different perspectives, and having that perspective of putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and understanding, that person's mind and that person's behavior and what makes them tick, so that you can have an understanding of their behaviors and the way they move through life the way that they do, and learning to have compassion for others, but also being able to set healthy boundaries that protect yourself. You can have love for somebody, but not tolerate disrespect from somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can have love for all of humanity, even the people who do bad things, because they don't know what they do. And that's one of the Christ teachings. Some people are just completely unaware of how their actions affect others, or how other people can feel about words that they choose to say and the actions that they choose to take, whether they are selfish acts that where they only take their feelings and their life into consideration and not seeing the consequences, and how your choices affect other people down the road, and it's learning to take responsibility for our actions and our inactions, and where we allow ourselves to be complacent, or to feel like we're powerless and a victim to our circumstance. And your guides, the higher realms, want you to know that you have the ability to take charge, and that you can heal, you can move forward, you can transform your life by taking charge, by standing in your sovereignty, by realizing that you can heal, you can overcome. All right, we have magic powers. Ooh, we have the phoenix rising from the ashes. You can transform your life. You can transform your situation. You can transform your health. We have I weave and clear, I cast and know. Magic secrets to me now show. And I feel like the higher realms are already giving you tools and guidance during this reading right here, because a lot of this information that's coming through is just being channeled. It's not even the cards are helping, but most of the words that are coming through are from the higher realms. Joy. You deserve joy in your life. Pile number 2. You deserve to be happy. Empower yourself. I feel like definite connection to the sacral chakra here. So there needs to be some emotional healing. As I do will, so motive be, let joy and light radiate from me. Yeah, there's this healing about, this message about healing your confidence, healing your light, shining your light on those places where you may have felt abandoned, or maybe there's some dream, some happiness, some idea that you have that maybe you thought would never happen, never take place. And I feel like there's this message coming through about empowering yourself and using your ability to transform, to heal, to grow, to stand in your truth, to take your power back, and to create the life that you want for yourself, and to know that it is possible and that you can. And we have 7 here. 77. 77, such a spiritual number. It's a spiritual awakening number. It has to do light worker energies. You have a higher calling, pile number 2. Trust in your intuition and know that abundance is coming in for you. Joy and happiness is part of your birthright. You deserve it. We have let yourself receive. Oh, pile number 2. Allow others to give you loving care. Receive without guilt or apologies. Exactly. You are deserving and you are worthy, and that's what you need to remind yourself, because you need to pour into your own cup. Give yourself love, give yourself understanding, give yourself a big hug. Be there to support yourself when you felt nobody else was there, you know. And if you have those memories come up where you're feeling triggered with not feeling worthy or not feeling good enough, this is your confirmation that you are, pile number 2. You are worthy, you are deserving of love, of happiness, of joy, of wisdom, freedom, financial abundance and support and opportunities. You just have to heal the heart. Let go of these emotions. We have blessed change. A major life change brings you great blessings. Yes, you're going to do it. It's confirmation. You can, and you will. You will overcome. You will turn your life upside down. These beautiful gifts will start coming in for you. We have break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. And we have that dolphin energy, so definitely healing the inner child. Let's put that one over here. So like I was saying, I felt there's something that needs to be healed or shifted from a childhood wound, so that this happiness and joy can come in, so that you can receive. So sometimes what can happen also is we get stuck in ruts. We get stuck in a cycle and a pattern, and we're not quite sure how to get ourselves out of these situations. And the best advice I can give you is to, if you've always done like something a certain kind of way, like do something different. Just change it up a little bit. You don't have to go completely the opposite end. You can try that, because it's always fun. Like you're a creator, and see yourself as a child, and you've been, you know, let's say making a cake this way your whole entire life, and it's the same cake, you've been doing it, and, you know, it can start to get a little bit boring and, you know, not as tasteful as it used to be when you first started making it. And so now you're wanting to be a little bit more adventurous. So maybe, let's say you had vanilla cake, and now you start adding like a little bit of, let's say, nuts inside. You know, you start experimenting and trying something different, and it doesn't have to be completely, you know, like, oh, we're going to switch to chocolate cake right after vanilla cake. You just start experimenting a little bit. It's testing your bravery and your confidence a little, you know, putting yourself out there. And then when you start getting a little bit more confident, then you can go full swing chocolate cake and now start working on another type of cake, you know. It's using your power and your gifts and your abilities to create the life that you want to be living. And sometimes a lot of people don't even know what it is that they want. And the best advice I can give you there, if you're not sure what your gifts and your talents are, try experimenting. You know, try something that, ooh, that sounds like fun, you know. Or if there was something that you used to enjoy doing as a child that, you know, you loved doing it, you could do it all day long and the time would just, you know, cease to exist. That's a higher calling. That is a blessing. That's a gift. That's a spark to remind you of who you are, the truth of who you are, because it's a natural gift, a natural passion. That is the way back into your heart space, as a way of connecting to your divine self, to your inner child, to start healing in that area. We have the Star. Ooh, inspiration, fulfillment, and faith. Okay, my dog started barking. I had to pause the video. So we have the Star card. Wish coming true, a desire, a dream. Remembering who you are. Yeah, your purpose. Healing so that you can fulfill your mission of why you came here. This is part of your purpose. Part of your mission is to bring this healing, to heal these childhood wounds, to heal the inner child, so that you can become your higher self, your divine self. It's also card number 8, you know, that the karmic balance, knowing that you have limitless potential. Time for a new cycle, a new beginning. Yeah, the higher realms are just, they're pouring their wisdom. You're being guided by the higher realms right now. Wisdom is coming in. Yeah, there's this activation of the third eye. Yeah, being able to see things from a different perspective. Yeah, a different angle. More knowledge, more wisdom coming in, more understanding, more light. And you're being asked to have faith. Ten of Fire, overwhelmed, stressed, and imbalanced. Yeah, some of you have just been constantly working, constantly trying to prove yourself. It's vibrating, sorry about that. Yeah, it's been a long road, a long battle. There's been so much work to do, but you know, you're at the finish line. There's this reward at the end of the tunnel. There is so much reward after this phase of life, after you do the shadow work, the healing. There's so many blessings that want to come into you, pile number 2. There's so much happiness and love. Wisdom, accessing your gifts, your divine gifts, your soul remembrance of who you are, like I said, and why you came here. There's this cleansing and purification that's taking place for you. Some of you, yeah, you have been doing this work and you're breaking free from a repetitive cycle and a pattern where you didn't feel worthy, where you didn't feel good enough. And there's this beautiful light that's coming in, this beautiful healing. You're at the finish line. I know it's been a long road, a long journey, but there's this beautiful cleansing and healing coming in for you. And then we have the Page of Fire. creative, enthusiastic, and motivating. Yeah, you are about to be activated, where you feel inspired, you're radiating this joy, you feel renewed. You know that you're blessed. And you're able to shine your light having no fear. You're going to be able to be more optimistic. Let's see what else we have. You have 4 come out. 2 of air, a choice. Okay. Yeah, maybe you've been afraid to make a good choice. Decisions. Yeah, no, I feel like you are standing up, you are shining your light, you are no longer going to allow these thoughts to control you, this emotion to hold you back. You're going to be standing in your truth. But the choice is yours, I'm hearing from the higher realms. You have to choose to evolve out of this old version of yourself, old ways of seeing things, and to shine your light, to heal, to overcome, to rise up. Phoenix, finish this race and break yourself free, break yourself out of this pattern, and allow yourself to receive healing, to receive blessings, to receive change, to be open to change, and not to be afraid of moving forward. You know, it's time to release what's holding you back and to step into a more radiant self, a new version of yourself, a higher version of yourself, your true self with the star. Okay, we have the 8 of Earths, 7 of Air, King of Air, and Knowledge. Okay, so definitely going on a spiritual journey, a quest to go within. Some of you are going to be receiving divine wisdom, knowing your truth, being able to alchemize your shadow, to understand your shadow, to bring more light, more perspective into your past, and to enlighten your fears. And there's so much growth and so much healing that's going to be taking place for you, especially in the physical body and the emotional body. In the mind here, we have the King of Air, being able to master your thoughts, seeing things from this higher perspective, this eagle eye with such precision. You're going to be able to see the truth and know the truth. The seek for knowledge, for higher understanding, for spiritual knowledge, the truth, spiritual truth, seeing things from a spiritual nature. Being able to discern the truth and hear the truth, know the truth when it is being presented to you. Knowing your worth, knowing your value. Yeah, there's a lot of healing. Definite quest for spiritual knowledge here. So your third eye is about to be awoken. You're going to get this activation in the third eye. There's going to be some heart healing. You're being able to see the illusion. Being able to transform the shadows. Bringing your wisdom, your knowledge, and the higher realms are working with you. Your guides are working with you to bring this healing and understanding to, your heart. Because you hold the key to your healing. Yeah, this is becoming your your own healer, your own divine mother, learning to nurture and love yourself. All right, so I have some angel messages for you, pile number 2. And you have the angel of confidence. When I set my mind on something, I won't stop until I reach it. If you lack confidence in making a decision, the angels send you positive energies to boost your confidence levels. They let you know that support and encouragement are available to you as you continue to strive towards fulfilling your higher purpose. Yes, have confidence in yourself and your abilities, that you can overcome, that you can heal, and you can transform your life, and that you are deserving and worthy. We have passion. The universe is always guiding me towards my passions. The angels ask that you act and follow what you believe in with all your heart. You've come to this earth to fulfill a mission. Unleash your full potential and engage in activities that bring pleasure. Like I was saying, you have a higher purpose. There's a reason for your journey. You know, we've all incarnated here on earth to go through specific challenges and life lessons, to have different experiences, to learn from those challenges. And we each have our own wisdom. We all have our unique gifts and tools and talents. And a way back to finding yourself, to remembering who you are and remembering your truth, is tapping into your childhood or any activity that brings you pleasure, excitement, and joy, that inspires you, that motivates you, that energizes you. You know, what's something that you just love doing all the time? You could do it all day or several times a week, and it just brings you so much pleasure and joy. You know, those are the activities that you're being asked to engage in more, doing things that light up your heart and make you feel happy, that make you feel joyful. Okay, and that can be cooking, baking, writing, painting, singing, dancing, you know, gardening, whatever it is. You're being asked to engage in those higher vibrational energies so that you can attract more of those into your life, so you can see things from a more peaceful, loving, and calm space. Okay, it helps bring you more into your heart, more into the present now. We have leaving. I am happy to be free of the problems of the past and welcome new experiences. When we get into a rut, when we find ourselves going down the same worn out path, when life seems to be passing us by, we need to have the courage to leave things and people which no longer serve us behind. Let the angels guide you to a new beginning. Yeah, you're going to be letting go of the past, and you're being asked to surrender and let go of anyone and anything that has been on the journey with you for a long time, but it's no longer giving you like sustenance or, you know, soul growth. It's nothing. It's holding you back. It's not encouraging you to go forward. It's not allowing you to change, allowing you to shift or move forward in any kind of way. You know, maybe even holding yourself back out of your love for somebody else. Maybe there's people in your life who maybe you feel like you can't be yourself around, and you know, you're not feeling, you know, fulfilled and happy, or like you're living your life that you're meant to be living, and you're not. Pile number 2, you're being asked to leave those behind and to live the life that's more in alignment with your truth, with your soul truth, with your higher calling, with your purpose. You're supposed to be living that life. Why you incarnated here. And you're going on this learning journey about who you are. This is a path of self-discovery right now. What's holding you back? And let go. Trust and have faith. Look, you have joy coming out twice in this reading. We have the joy angel who says, when I feel happy, I manifest more reasons to be happy. There's that higher vibrational energy. This angel reminds you that when we choose happy thoughts and set intentions to live joyfully, we are setting ourselves up for success and contentment in all areas of our lives. Exactly. Focus on the life you want to be living and then go after it. Start making those subtle steps and changes each day. Make a step forward to creating and living the life that you want to be living, that brings you happiness, that brings you joy, and have confidence in yourself that you can bring this shift and that you can manifest this life that you want for yourself, that you should be living already. We have relax. All worries and anxieties are leaving my mind, making space for calmness and peace. The angels want you to know that feeling at peace internally can boost overall contentment and feelings of happiness. Regardless of the challenges you face, a relaxed and calm outlook can help you to navigate life's often turbulent waters more smoothly. Have faith and trust that you're being guided, pile number 2. Let go of any fears, let go of any worries. Understand where they come from, why you may have that fear, or why you have that trepidation, because X, Y, and Z happened in my past. But acknowledge that, yes, that was my truth then, and I know this is what happened back then, but now I am this person. I've grown, I've learned, I've changed. I will understand how to navigate that path if that shall present itself to me again. I will now have the strength, and I have the tools and the wisdom to now choose something different for myself this time, okay? So have faith, trust in yourself, know that the angels are watching and guiding out for you. You have grounding. I am steady and grounded. Your attention is directed up too high, as if you're not in your body. A balance is needed between a focus on spirit and the focus on earth. Grounding will help you to better concentrate and to focus, and will so increase your connection to the angels. Okay, so the higher realms are saying that you spend too much time in your mind and your head. Maybe you're not applying yourself and taking action in the physical world. Maybe you fantasize a little bit too much, or you're focusing too much on the mental aspect of the journey and not enough on the physical aspect. And you're being asked to be a little bit more grounded, maybe spend some time in nature, meditate, take some time to just be in stillness and quiet, listen to maybe some guided meditations, or like singing bowl meditations, things like that, or the sound frequencies, things that can help you slow your energies down so that you can be more calm in the present moment, which then allows you to make more conscious, aware choices and decisions for yourself, and what corrections need to be taken in your life to help guide you and move you in the direction that you want to be steering your life, but also not to be too controlling on where, you're being led. Allow yourself to be open and guided along the path. But spending time in nature or being grounded in the present moment allows you to be more open and receptive to your guides, so that you can hear, the wisdom of your soul speaking to you. Okay. This will also help you to make clear choices and decisions, and to see things more objectively, with more clarity. Okay. All right. This is going to be your angel number, and anytime you see this number, hopefully it will activate this healing message from the higher realms for you. Okay, pile number 2. And your number is 0606, and it says commitment. Loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realms, growth, and solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up, for the best is yet to come. I love that for you, pile number 2. And number 6 is, it's about home life and creating a nurturing environment for yourself, having harmony and love and balance in your life, and being commitment, having that commitment to yourself as well as commitment to other relationships, and, learning to find that balance and focusing on nurturing energies, learning to nurture yourself and love yourself and pour into your cup, and to give yourself you know, all the love and the nurturing and the confidence in yourself and understanding of where your fear comes from, and, you know, validating things that were painful for you in the past, and, you know, listening to yourself and comforting that pain that you've overcome and that you went through, you know, and validating your experience. That was your truth, that happened, and those are the experiences that made you the person that you are today. You know, you've learned so many lessons and you've overcome so much. Don't let the past control and dictate your future happiness, you know, and the life that you deserve to be living and creating for yourself, pile number 2. Because you deserve it. You know, have that commitment. Commit to healing yourself. This is your choice and your decision, okay? All right, pile number 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you don't know what to say, just let me know. Pile number 2 was your reading. Please like and subscribe, and I'd love to have you back for future readings. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, everyone who chose the Citrine star. This is your reading, pile number 3. So I'm going to pull your oracle cards before we reveal your messages from the higher realms. We've got a few different decks we're going to use today. Pile number 3. Messages from the higher realms for pile number 3. And let's get a few of these. Alright, let's start with those. Okay, I'm being asked to cleanse the space real quick. Pile number 3. So let's reveal your card. You were drawn to. You have Gabriel, Divine Emergence. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. Look at that, Citrine. Ooh, okay. So I feel like you're being asked to shine your light, step into your power. Don't be afraid to be seen. Know your worth and your value. You have this beautiful divine presence about you, this beautiful light. There's something about your eyes, I think, that are very mesmerizing to other people. Yeah, you have this presence about you, whether you realize it or not. Pile number. Ooh, and we have Gabriel. I was seeing something with the throat chakra. The way that you express yourself is very unique. Or maybe you have, you know, not felt good enough, not felt like you belonged. Maybe you felt a little bit different. But you're meant to shine your light. You're meant to teach others how to not be afraid of themselves, or not to shine their light and to be different, to be seen. You know, I think that's what makes the rainbow beautiful, is that each color is beautiful on its own, but they all blend well together. And that's the thing, like, we're not meant to be the same. We're all meant to be our authentic selves, to be an original, not to copy anyone else. To be inspired by them, but to also be inspired to be yourself, to shine your unique light, your unique soul song, to express yourself in the unique way that you shine your light. Okay, let's see what other messages want to come through. We have passion, rise up, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. Ooh, and it's card number 11. So there's this awakening, enlightenment that's coming in. You're being asked to trust your purpose. This is about your intuition. Yes, something new. You're awakening maybe to a passion of yours. Something is emerging. within your heart. This could be also with like an individual, a twin flame. We have romance coming through, confirmation. Some of you are several messages. Some of you are healing that twin flame. You're on the twin flame journey, and some of you are merging with your divine masculine and divine feminine within and creating that unity of soul, you know, activating your divine blueprint. Yeah, we have with the rose here. This may be my starseed pile. Those of you who are starseed, some of you are activating your divine blueprint here. Your heart is expanding and growing and healing. We have letting go, number 6, all of the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. Oh, okay, I'm not laughing at anybody, I'm just laughing at how they rhymed remain and again. Okay, so yeah, there's some, you know, things you've had to let go. I feel like the heart healing, your heart is healing because you are choosing to let go of something from the past or someone from the past, you know, and learning to overcome those struggles and those lessons, but still taking the lesson from that experience, you know, and not letting that experience be something that's prevent you from having happiness in your life or reaching your full potential. Yeah, there's a lot of shifts and changes coming in for you. So we have friendship, make a date for a play day with one or more friends. So we have passion, romance, and friendship. So some of you are, yeah, okay, so letting go. Some of you have been letting go of people in your life. Maybe there's been, this could be family, this could be a partnership, or romantic partnership, friendship. It's been long-term, and maybe they, you know, they served a purpose for you on the path at the time, and now you're evolving out of, you know, sometimes you just kind of, you know, your interest shifts and change because you're growing and evolving, and sometimes your friendships or your partners or your family, they don't, you know, they're comfortable in the space that they're at, and they're not on the same journey as you, you know, because we're not, all of us are not on the same journey as one another. Some of us are on the same journey together, but some of us move on and grow and evolve at different paces and stages of our lives. And so I feel like you are ready to move forward, and not everybody is willing to go forward on the journey with you. And so as painful as it is, sometimes we have to do what's best for us, because we have a mission to fulfill, and there's a reason why we each incarnate here, for a reason and a purpose, and we can't, you know, hold ourselves back from living our life and fulfilling our mission because we're afraid to let people go, or to let people have their own experience and go on their journeys that happen to be separate from us, you know. And it is very painful, and I completely understand and relate to that. I've had to let go of family, of friendships along the way, because as we grow and evolve and awaken and heal, we discover things about ourselves, we discover truths, and sometimes our truths aren't the same truths as other people, and we each see things through our own lens of understanding, and not everybody sees things the same. And as painful as it is, sometimes this could be people you've grown up with and known your whole life, and then just life circumstances, the way that they received them and went through them, they interpreted it differently, you know, their programming's different. So we each, you know, have to make those hard choices and decide for ourselves, it's time for me to move forward. And it doesn't mean that you have no love for them or no care for them. It's just that you know, you love yourself enough to allow yourself to experience what you came here to experience, and to live a life that is fulfilling and brings you passion and joy and love and satisfaction. And if you find yourself feeling that you're not living that life, don't be afraid to step into your power and to choose you and to choose your happiness and decide to move forward on your journey and to grow and to expand. And who's to say that you're not going to meet up with them later on the path? You know, these can be your soul family in this lifetime. You each decided to go on these separate quests, you know, to be together for a certain amount of time on your journey. But then there would be a time when your souls had to leave and go on your own individual quest, you know, and maybe later on down the road, there's this meetup place, you know. At this time, we'll set our souls to meet up, and it's all in divine timing anyways. So there's a part of us that has to trust and surrender and let go and know that we are going to be guided on the path to the things that are meant to be in our lives, and the people who are meant to be in our lives will be in our lives. Okay? So that's just something that the higher realms wanted you to know. Pile number 3. So we have ready, set, go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart desire. Yes, they're giving you the heads up. It's time to go. Time to move forward, time to follow your heart and do the things that make you feel more connected, more happy, more passionate about your life. We have set your sights higher, increase your standards, and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. Thank you. And look, she's holding this Merkaba in her hand. Yeah, some of you are meant to be on that twin flame journey, and it's healing the inner child, healing the mind, healing the heart, and finding that inner balance where you learn how to set healthy boundaries for yourself. You encourage yourself. You nurture yourself. You validate how you feel. You understand how you feel, and you talk to yourself. You have a healthy relationship with yourself. You're not criticizing or shameful or harsh or judging, or sad and depressed and feeling ignored or unworthy. You know, there's that beautiful healing, that unification within. Yeah, and there's like this reaching for the star, you know, reaching for your dreams and going after your dreams, going after your vision, your heart's desire. We have Father healing here. Your personal power increases as you give any Father-related issues to heaven. Okay, so some of you may have, you know, literally had issues with a father figure in your life. Maybe there wasn't a father figure, which is typically where we learn to, you know, the masculine energy is it's like our mind. It's where we develop our ego, and the ego, its ultimate mission is to protect us. But when we're children and we develop an ego, it's when it's not trained, it can be very fearful, very critical, very shaming, very demanding, you know, always wanting us to work really, really hard, and it reminds us of our pain. The way that it speaks to us isn't very kind, you know. It's almost like we hear the tone and the vibration of the person in our life that made us feel this way, you know. So when you hear this judgmental voice perhaps in your mind, whenever you're like trying to go after something that makes you feel good, or something that's for you, something that you know, you're wanting to do to change your life and to let go and to decide to choose you, right? But then there's this voice in your head that tries to say, oh, you're selfish because, you know, you're not doing things for them, and you're not doing what they want you to do, and how dare you be happy? You should be living your life for them. You know, like, oh, you can't rest, you're not allowed to rest, you're lazy, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, especially when you're somebody who like works really, really hard, or you're somebody who's very empathic and you help other people and you have a hard time saying yes. That's where we have this this weak solar plexus chakra that makes us feel like we're not good enough, or, you know, we don't stand up for ourselves. We have a hard time saying no. We don't understand how to rest. You know, we have a hard time resting. We have a hard time receiving. We have a hard time letting go of control. You know, maybe there's a lot of routine, you know. I'm feeling Capricorn energy here, or there might be Saturn very strong in your chart. But it's time for you to choose you and to let go of any of those fears or those doubts or those voices that say that you're not good enough and that you're undeserving. You know, it's healing the inner child, and then teaching the inner child the meaning to the experience that they went through, and letting go of any fears that you have about choosing you, about doing things that make you feel happy and feel good. You have the World card with accomplishment, celebration, and completion. Nice. Card number 3, cycles. Okay, so when we have the World card come up, it's about the ending of something, a shift. There's a completion taking place. So I feel like you're evolving, you're growing out of some particular path, journey, experience, or relationship, and it's time for you to move forward. Yeah, you're at the end of the road. You're at the 9 of air. Negativity, worry, and sleepiness. Yeah, this is a lot of worry, a lot of stress, a lot of thinking, a lot of time in the mind here. But that is the end of this. It is the end of worry. It is the end of sleepless nights, of thinking. You're focusing on negativity or the fear holding you back, worrying about what would happen if you chose you, and the fear of doing things that make you happy. And the thing is like when you choose you and you start doing things that you're passionate about, that inspire you, that it creates this vibration in your energy field, and it also uplifts the collective, because that is you like turning your light on and shining your light, and it contributes to the collective light, and it brings this healing to the planet. It brings this nurturing, this nourishment, this evolution, this awakening to the planet, to remind others of their truth, to remind them to step into their divinity, to shine their light, to not be afraid, to be their unique selves, and to fulfill the mission. You choosing your happiness is not something that is selfish. It's like the best gift that you can give to others, by being your true self, by standing in alignment with your soul, your divine self. This is your blessing, your gift, your journey. And it's actually a journey to remembering yourself, and to letting go and shedding the illusions, the untruths of everything that you're not. Peeling back the layers and getting to the center of your heart. What else? We have the Queen of Air. Brilliant, experience, harmonious. Yeah, being able to stand in your truth, to set healthy boundaries for yourself, to see your wisdom, to honor your wisdom, honor your insight. Yeah, she has this like crown over her heart, this like higher heart here, higher heart connection. Being able to know your worth and know your value, and know that those who are in your life should be grateful, you know. And it's not that like in a selfish, egotistical way. It's that you are somebody who is like trustworthy, who's loyal, who is passionate, who shows up, who helps one another, who is somebody that people turn to, who can, you know, confide in, who can share their stories with. and you don't judge them. You have compassion. You show them, you know, friendship. We have the Knight of Air. Intellectual, determined, and motivated. Yeah, don't let nothing deter you from this path, from your path, from shining your light, from honoring your heart, from knowing the truth, or getting to know yourself in a whole nother way, you know, and exploring those parts of yourself, exploring your passions. You know, you deserve to go after the things that you want for yourself. I feel like there's some definite new energy, shifts in energy here, shift in perspective, shift in your mind and your mindset, shifting your mindset, yes. The Three of you got a lot of swords here in your reading. So there's been a lot of hardship, a lot of difficulty, a lot of pain, and you've overcome so much. You have sorrow, forgiveness, and healing. Yeah, this is, you know, a lot of betrayals, a lot of people that have broken your heart. And it's made you maybe doubt yourself or doubt your worth. You know, and the thing about that is, like, some people, the people who like judge you or put you down, you know, they're just jealous of the light. They're jealous of your beauty. They're jealous of your uniqueness, because it just radiates out from around you. You know, you have this like beautiful golden light, this beautiful like serene and regal presence about you, pile number 3. I mean, you have Citrine, that golden star. You are a star and you shine so bright, and the others, they're jealous of it, and so they want to try and take it from you. They don't want you to know your worth and know your value, because then they're afraid they won't have access to it, or that you might outshine them in some way. And it's because they themselves don't feel worthy. And so it's kind of crazy how the energies work. It's like you have this light, right? And they don't feel as worthy as they see you. You know, they're the ones who are insecure. And so what they want to do is they want to take from your light and offer you their unworthiness instead. So that's the energy exchange. The energy exchange is, I'm going to take your light and I'm going to give you my feelings of a lack of worth or a lack of, you know, value, because I don't feel like I measure up. So I want to cut you down a peg, and I want to take some of your light and exchange it for my insecurity. And so then for some reason we decide, okay, sure, I'll let you make me feel, you know, take some of my light, and I'll take some of your unworthiness, and then I'll turn on myself and then see myself as unworthy because I decided that I needed your approval, or I needed your acceptance, or I needed you to somehow reflect to me my worth and my value. And the thing is like, we have to know our worth and our value, because we know who we are. We know our heart. We know our truth. We know our intentions. And we know when somebody's trying to manipulate us, or know when somebody's trying to hurt you or take from you, or play you for a fool, or make you feel like you're not good enough, you know, and not allowing other people's words and other people's projections become your truth in the way that you see yourself. You have to let go of the need to need anybody else's approval but your own, and to stand in your worth, stand in your truth, and not let anybody else's opinions prevent you from being who you are, from shining your light. We have the Two of Earth, balance, prioritization, and playfulness. So yeah, you're being asked to balance and to make a priority, to stay balanced, to remain balanced in your emotions and in your mind. To remain balanced in your masculine and your feminine, like I was saying, to be able to know your truth, know your value, and be able to set healthy boundaries for people who don't want to see you succeed. You know, if they weren't there in the beginning when everything was hard and everything was a struggle and rooting you on and supporting you, then they don't deserve to be in the parts of your life where you're successful, you know? And some of them don't deserve to be in your life, period. Wow, look at that. You have the Ace of Earth. This is like the Pentacles here. So Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. You're creating something new. This is about a new path, a new blueprint, a new awakening, a new understanding, a new revelation. And we have this golden energy, and it's like this solar plexus expansion, where you have the courage to be who you are, where you have the courage to shine your light, the confidence to speak your truth, to create the life of your dreams, to live your passions to the fullest, you know? And it's that beautiful, you know, this dream, nurturing that dream, nurturing your vision, setting those intentions and manifesting and lending your energy into creating something new for yourself versus lending your energy to worry and fear. Shifting that focus. We have the King of Air, exactly. Shifting that perspective, seeing things from a higher perspective, remaining balanced. Yes, the past has taught you things. You've overcome a lot of things. It was challenging. But we want to remain in our center and visualize and have an intention set for the future we want to be living, and having our focus on our creation, the creation of our joy, and anchoring that into the present moment. And you have knowledge. These two cards came out in pile number 2, I believe. Yeah, this is the quest for knowledge, a quest for the truth. Your new beginning, speaking your truth, knowing your truth, standing in your truth, honoring your truth, you know, not settling for anything than you're less than, you know, increasing your standards here. Expect more from yourself and others. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Know your worth. This is divine emergence. Know your truth. Stand in your divinity. Know your worth. Celebrate. This is the end of doing for others and looking outside of yourself for approval and not living the life of your dreams. It's time for you to do things for you, to be open to receiving, you know, happiness and joy and love. Okay. I'm going to get you some angel messages real quick, and then I'm going to get you an angel number to close out your reading, pile number 3. We're going to get this angel. Messages from the higher realms for pile number 3. We'll take those. And let's go ahead and get the angel number for you. Pile number 3. Can you get one angel number for them? Thank you. Okay. So the angel of forgiveness. The door to my heart opens inward. I move through forgiveness to love. The angels want you to remember that self-forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. You need to approach it exactly as you would approach forgiving someone else, with a lack of ego a compassionate heart, and a patient and persevering mind. Okay? So there may be some forgiveness that needs to take place so that you can, further connect to your truth and your confidence in yourself and your abilities and your worth. All right? And sometimes, like, I know for me, what I've had to conquer in my feelings and lack of worth and value was I had to forgive myself for, like, allowing others to take advantage of me and not speaking up and defending myself, or calling someone out on their bad behavior and just allowing them to treat me and to talk to me in such a disrespectful way because I wanted to keep the peace, or I didn't want there to be an argument, because the individual would never say they were sorry, and two, wouldn't even admit that they were at fault, and there would always be some excuse, or, it's one of those things. That's how they always are. They're always, grumpy in the morning, and they yell at you because they don't want to be awake, or, they interrupt you when you're talking, and just giving all these excuses to people who are just disrespectful and don't really give the same type of respect and energy into the relationship as I was giving. And I've had to learn to let go, and at some time it eventually turned into anger, and I would be angry that I didn't stand up for myself, or I'd be resentful, and I had to learn to forgive myself because I was learning something, and it took me a lot of time to develop my courage and my confidence, and to set healthy boundaries for myself, and to know my worth and value as a person and as a friend, to be able to say, I don't deserve that. I would never talk to somebody who I love that way, and in a relationship, this is what I expect out of somebody who says they love me, and not to place myself in any kind of victim mindset. And I felt like that is definitely something we can fall a bit, into that trap of feeling like a victim to our situation. And instead, what we want to do is we want to alchemize from feeling like a victim to becoming the victor. From allowing, yes, I went through that, and this is the experience I had to go through with these individuals to teach myself, to learn how to stand up for myself, how to set healthy boundaries, how to protect my heart, how to have a healthy relationship, and what an unhealthy relationship looks like, and not to just allow myself to be disrespected and treated a certain kind of way out of fear, of either being alone, or that I'm not worthy, or that it's my fault in some way, and instead expect more from people who say they love you, and then to pour more love and compassion into myself, and to hug myself, because I know my heart and I know my intentions, and that brings so much healing to your inner child, to your heart, to your soul, so spend some time connecting to your heart space, pile number 3, and send some love and forgiveness to you and to the individual. And just because you forgive them doesn't mean that you're saying it's okay and that you want them in your life. You can understand that you were each teaching one another something, and you were each learning something through that experience as well. Whether they acknowledge it or not, their soul was recording this experience, whether their mind and their awareness was or not, okay? Nobody gets out of anything. All right, you have slowed down. I'm taking the time to simply be. The angels would like to introduce you to the art of being. There are many things we can rediscover by slowing down and not always rushing to get things done. Walk slowly. Pay attention to every step. Leave time for conversation. Eat slowly. Be deliberately aware of your actions. Okay, so you're being asked to slow down, slow your mind down, come more into your heart, into your physical body, perhaps meditate more, go out in nature, to bring your focus and your awareness into the present moment. So if you find yourself going down a path in the past, or having a mental conversation in your mind with somebody, and maybe it's an argument, or you feel like you're having to defend yourself in some kind of way, like cut the cords, ask Archangel Michael to work with you to cut any cords to this individual that you're having this psychic attack, because that's what's happening, is you are telepathically having this argument with this individual, and you can disengage, you can walk away, state your decision, your choice, to say, I'm done having this conversation, I know my choices, I know my words, my actions, my intentions, and this is how it is, and I'm saying no, I'm walking away, I'm done, etc., you know, and cut the cords, cleanse your aura, get some sage, work with some selenite, spend some time out in nature, definitely, because this can help bring your awareness and focus into the present moment. It helps slow down your energy so that you can make choices and decisions from a calm and centered space. Okay? We have obstacles. Obstacles are now falling away easily. The angels remind you that they are you are a highly capable person, and there is nothing that you can't overcome and achieve when you set your mind to it. The obstacles you have faced and the lessons which have taught you about your own strength and resilience. There you have it. You are strong. You have overcome so much. Trust in yourself. Know that you will overcome any obstacle, any challenge that comes your way, because you've gained so much wisdom from the experiences of the past, right? You are a determined individual, and once you set your mind to something, you don't turn back. Like, it's constant forward movement with you, pile number 3. But you're being asked to at least slow down some, take in the view, see how far you've come and everything that you have overcome, and give yourself, you know, a pat on the back, give yourself some love, give yourself some fun, some enjoyment. Okay, this angel number here, this is going to be a number that, if you see this number, hopefully it may activate you in remembrance of this reading and everything that you have learned here today. So your angel number is 0303, and it says taking chances. Success, knowledge, friendship, and patience, freedom, and optimism. When chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary. Whether in your professional or personal life, you will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in chance and take risks on opportunities that could change your life for the better. Okay, so it's also number 33, which is a master number, master teacher number. This is about being guided, self-mastery, etc. And so the higher realms want you to know that taking chances, take a risk, you know, step out of your comfort zone, and not to be afraid to shine your light and to own your power. Use your gifts, use your intuitions, have faith in your ability. Don't be afraid to be your unique self, to be an original and not a copy, and not to just live your life for other people's enjoyment and satisfaction. And sometimes some people just like to criticize anyway. There is no pleasing some people. Somebody will always be judging no matter what you do, you know. There's like a cartoon meme, and it was a picture of a husband and wife, and they were riding on a donkey, and the town people were like, oh my goodness, the husband and wife, they're riding the donkey, the poor donkey, both of them are riding. And so then there's another picture, and it's the husband's riding and the woman's walking, and they're like, shame on the husband for making the woman walk. And then the next image, it's the woman on the horse and the husband walking, and they're like, shame on the woman for making the husband walk. And then none of them are on the donkey, and they're all going, stupid idiots, nobody's utilizing the donkey, I'd be riding the donkey. So I mean, there's like, sometimes everybody's just gonna have an opinion, and you know what, you don't need everybody's approval to be who you are. The only person's approval you need is yourself. So there you have it, pile number 3. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you all so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know that pile number 3 resonated with you. If you don't know what else to say, just tell me 3 was your reading. Please like and subscribe, you guys. Thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. Sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.